Today I'm going to be reviewing and testing the Kapaxen ACK-E12 power adapter supply kit for the Canon EOS-M mirrorless digital camera. Now I bought this on Amazon for $15.50. Of course that price will vary with time, but regardless it's a much cheaper option than buying the Canon power supply. But regardless, cheaper doesn't necessarily mean better. I'm going to review it. I'm going to test it, make sure that it's correct voltages before I plug it into my EOS-M, and just to make sure that I don't fry it. And then I'm going to see how it works and give you an overview on how it works. Now, the other thing on this is that they say that it's compatible with the EOS-M series. So that would be the EOS-M, the M2, EOS-M3, and now the EOS-M10 as well. But I can't vouch for that. I can only vouch for the EOS-M. So, take note on that. Now, why do you want an AC adapter? Well, you want an AC adapter so that you don't have to rely on batteries all the time. And batteries can be troublesome. If they run out in the middle of a shoot, you're basically up the creek without a camera. So using AC for video is much more reliable and a lot less of a hassle. Another reason I wanted it is because I want to do time-lapse video, and time-lapse video sometimes requires you to shoot for, let's say, hours at a time if you're doing something in nature, and so therefore you need the camera to stay on for long periods of time, and there's no way the battery is going to do that for you on the EOS-M. So what else do you need to know about this? Well, basically, I'm going to take it and plug it into the EOS-M. I'm going to show you how to install it in the EOS-M. It's not just as simple as putting the adapter in and closing the door. You have to feed the wire into the closed door, and I'll show you how to do that as well. And I will show you all the results that I get from powering this up on my EOS-M. Okay, I'm going to unbox it here. It comes in a plain brown box, nothing too fancy there, so if you're gifting it, understand that it comes in a non-impressive box. Again, the Kapaxen ACK-E12 AC power supply. Here's all the components. That's a little battery adapter here for the battery for the EOS-M. Looks cool. Only 2 terminals. The battery actually has 4, so I don't know if that's going to be an issue for the camera or not, but probably not. A figure 8 type connector with a non-polarized plug. I'm not sure what the length is on this, but I'll check them in a second. And the actual power brick itself. And let's see, a standard AC coupler here. Nothing really fancy. And let's measure it out right off the bat. It is 4 inches long by, I don't know, 1 and almost 2 inches wide. And how thick is it? About 1 inch thick. And I'll just do centimeters for you guys, just in case you're international. So about 10 centimeters by, I don't know, 4.5, almost 5 centimeters wide, and 2.5 centimeters thick. So again, there's your standard power connector on that end too. Again, well, here's all the components, and this power cord here, if it's not long enough, these are very standard power cords. You can buy these anywhere, any length, just about any length you want. And if that's a hassle, you could always get an extension cord and use that as well to make it longer. So let's measure those out. Okay, the power cord is 4 feet in length. Next, we're going to measure this one here. And the DC cord is 4 feet 8 inches in length. So altogether about, 8 feet 4 inches of cord length. So that's plenty long here. Look at the specs on the back of the box here. We have a model W-AC07420V. And the input is 100 to 240 volts, so it's international at 50 to 60 hertz. The output is 7.4 volts at 2 amps. And you'll notice here I got a little gouge here, a little hole. I actually took this thing apart to see what was inside, and I'll do that for you guys as well after the actual testing of it is over, so you can see what's inside as well. So let's get on to testing the outputs. Okay, plug it in. This cord feels a little, I don't know, I would say cheap, but again, this whole thing's $15, and it's non-polarized, so it doesn't matter which way it goes into the back of the unit. Let me zoom that out a bit. Okay, so there we have it plugged in. Next, I'm going to test the output from the actual jack itself. So I've got my meter here. The center is supposed to be positive, so I'll hook up my negative lead to the outside or ground and see what we get. Well, we got 7.71 volts. It's supposed to be 7.4, so we're a little over. I'm going to check the Canon battery I have here, which is fully charged. So we'll see how actual how much juice there is in that. So just to make sure that we're not going to over voltage our camera and fry it. So take that off here. So there's the battery at 8.36 volts. So obviously we go much higher than that with the battery. And so 7.71 volts won't cause any problem. Had a bit of a problem getting a good connection there. There we go, 8.36 volts. So no issue there. Plenty of juice. Let's test the adapter out, make sure that it's putting out the same output as the battery. I can't see why it wouldn't, but you always got to be careful. Like I said, don't like to plug these things in and not know what is coming out of them is safe for the actual camera. 7.71, exactly the same. So next, I'm going to show you how to install it into the camera, and then we'll test it out. Okay, here's my EOS-M. As you can see, I already have an accessory handle added onto this. Definitely suggest getting one of these for this thing. It just makes handling a big lens and on this little camera so much easier. I would definitely, I made a video on this whole handle, so if you want to watch it, I'll link it at the end of this video. So we'll flip it over and open the camera, the battery port. There we go, like that. We'll put it here and then we'll zoom in on it and remove the battery that's in there. All right, there's a better exposure on that battery port. And basically what we do is put this adapter in exactly the same way as the camera, the battery came out, terminals to the bottom corner, like that. So just like that, put it in. All right, and now you're thinking, okay, well, how do we get the door closed? Well, that's basic procedure. Close the door. Then you're gonna have to lift up this little flap here, like this. Now you can just lift it up and move it out of the way and plug it in. But I like to give it a little bit of a twist, like so. That gets it out of the way for me, and I believe just a little neater that way. And then plug it in, like that. And there we are. You can actually go all the way over there if you wish. Again, get a nice firm fit on that. Now let's power it up, see what we get. All right, there we go. Perfect. And here we go with power. And of course, we're going to get a black screen there. Let's go into the, okay. And as you can see here, I got a yellow battery indicator, but I don't care. Yellow doesn't matter. It's still on, it's still charging. It's still not charging, but still working. You know, probably because it's at 7.71, not 8.4, whatever the battery was at, but still plenty good. Let's see. And I got the lens cap on there, so that doesn't matter. Regardless, everything here seems to be working just fine. I didn't get any notification error with the battery having an issue or anything like that. So let's turn it back on again. Okay, there, I'm getting a low battery warning this time. But again, I don't care because it's still working. So let me shut it down. And I'm hearing a noise coming out of the AC adapter, a high-pitched whine of some type. So let's turn it back on again. Still getting that low battery warning. Again, it's just annoying, but it's still working. And let me I'm going to put the microphone on top of the AC adapter so you can hear it. Hopefully that'll pick it up. Okay, now it's on there. I'm just going to turn it on. And you can hear a little buzzing coming out of it. Again, it does turn on. It's just giving me the low battery warning on it right now. No issue though. It seems to be working just fine. So I'm going to shut it down again. And this time I'm going to reset the power supply by unplugging it and plugging it back in. There we go. It's plugged back in. Now the microphone is on top of the AC power unit, so if my voice isn't coming out loud, that's why. Just wanted you to hear it. Okay, well then, I just reset it by pulling the power cord out, putting it back in, the AC power cord. And now I've got a full battery indication there. Well, a half battery indicator. And I'm also not getting that buzz out of the actual... let me go back this. Now I am running Magic Lantern on this, so if you see different menus that you don't have, that's why. Let me put this over here. Can you hear that? Okay, so I can hear it. It does give a little bit of a whiny, buzzy sound. Let's turn it back on again. Yeah, now my battery indicator's giving me a good amount of juice there. Now, so yeah, a little bit of an issue there when I first plugged it in. I'm wondering whether it's the AC power cord, because it seems like a pretty chintzy AC power cord. You can replace it and get a little better cord, and probably it will improve. So let me put the mic back on myself. So those are issues that I noticed in the actual comments. People are saying, well, it's got a buzzy sound coming out of it. I don't care. I mean, I'm not going to hear it on the camera when you know, I'm shooting, because it'll be far away from the camera anyways. I got 4 feet of cord. So at this point, it's working just fine. I'm going to shut it down one more time. Okay, and I'm going to unplug it one more time too, and then power it up with the AC adapter. Okay, so that should reset it. Okay, plug back in again. You can see the light turned on when I plugged it back in. And again, it's still showing me a half charged battery. That's great. So yeah, a little bit of a problem with voltage sensing, I think, since it's an international unit. But you know, unplug it, plug it back in, and it seems to reset just fine. I'm going to shut it down one more time just to test it out. And it does give a little bit of a buzz when you're doing it. Shutting it down, turning it on. I'm going to unplug it. Okay, nothing there. Now I'm going to plug the AC cord back in. And you can see that it's initializing there. And let's turn the camera back on. And we're fine. So yeah, it may need I think the AC power cord is a little bit substandard. So just plug it in or switch it around and work with that. And it seems to be working just fine. And you know, like I said, there's all that matters. I got half a charge on the battery. Now I didn't have that originally, but again, unplugging it, plugging it back in, the AC cord into the power brick seems to have fixed that. I'm going to take the AC power brick apart for you guys just to see what's inside of it. I'm sure you're curious. And you know, that'll be it for this video. But I have been using this AC adapter now for a little while. I haven't had any real issues other than that little, you know, once in a while it'll show up as low battery, and all I got to do is unplug it, plug it back in, and it seems to fix it. So let's take it apart so you can see what's inside. So to take it apart, you just have to poke a hole through the sticker in the center. You'll see that, well, let's unplug it first here. There we go. And you'll see that there's a screw in the center with just a number. A 0 or a 00 Phillips will do you for that. There we go. Now we just got to pry it apart. There we go. There's the back end of the circuit board. And let's take it out and flip it around. So yeah, there's a few components there. And on the other side, pretty basic unit. It is fused. That's a good thing. and looks like an AC power, transformer there, and some basic circuitry. But again, pretty basic, and you know, obviously $15.50. You're getting a pretty good value, as it's way cheaper than the actual Canon charger, or sorry, AC adapter. But again, it's up to you what you buy. I find it to be working just fine. Yes, a little idiosyncrasy there with the what do you call it? First plug-in, and you know, all you gotta do is change the or re-plug it in, and it does seem to reset. Now it does buzz a little bit, as people are concerned about that. I don't know if that's a real concern for me. Actually, I don't think it is at all. But you know, it's up to you whether if that's something that's an issue with you, or whether that's a deal killer for you or not. There we go. There's the components back into that, and you know, so that's basically my roundup on the Kapaxen ACK-E12 AC power adapter. You know, I can live with the little idiosyncrasies it has as far as the AC power cord. I'm going to try a better AC power cord with it and see if that changes it. And what I mean by better, the plug will be, well, the plug on it will be a little better than this one. This one seems really, you know, well, standard figure 8, but, you know, maybe it's the cord. So we'll see. In my right hand, I have a much thicker AC power cord with a figure 8 connector than the original one that came with the charger. And the plug looks a lot better. Also, if you see the difference there, zoom in on it. You can see that this new plug I have is much higher quality, and like I said, the cable is way thicker than, so this is one I had kicking around here at the house, and this is what came with it, the one on my left hand. So I'm going to plug this one in here and see what happens. I'm going to clean these contacts here because they look kind of dirty. Maybe it's from shipping from China to here. They got a little dirt on them anyways, so I'm going to use a cotton swab and some alcohol and clean that off. And I'm going to do the same thing with the male connector here. I cleaned the contacts off, and just to see if it would make any difference. I'm going to plug the new power cord into it. The one I found that was much thicker than the one I currently have. You saw it there powering on for a sec. So the contacts are clean. There it is powering up. And wow, look at that. It makes a difference. Now I have a full battery indicator there, where I used to have half battery indicator. So I'm going to plug the other cord in there. So obviously the cord does make a difference. So if you're having issues, get yourself a thicker cord. Looks like it works better with a thicker cord. I shut it down. Do it. Okay, currently unplugged. Now I'm going to plug the cord that came with it back into it. Powering it up. Yeah, well, I guess it doesn't matter because that's the old cord now giving me a full charge. So maybe clean the contacts on the battery adapter. I use some isopropyl alcohol and a little bit of a, what do you call it? A cotton swab to clean the terminals on the battery adapter that came with the kit. And looks like that made it much better. So there we go, full charge, no problems. So yeah, a little bit of work there, but I think it's worth it. And I think for $15.50, I've got myself exactly what I needed. Now I used two different cords. I'm currently using the cord that came with the actual adapter. So, you know, a little trial and error, a little bit of, cleaning, and it looks to be working much better. Okay, so I showed you putting the adapter in, so I'll show you how to take it out. Basically, unplug the plug through the door, close that up again if you're not going to be using it, and then slide the door open and remove the battery adapter as you would normally. That's it for my video. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video and it helped you out in some way, do me a favor, click on the like button right down here, and if you wish to subscribe to my channel, just click on this link up here. And that should subscribe you to the Richard Lloyd channel, or Richard Lloyd USA channel. Okay, again, thank you very much for your time and watching.